Okay, let's just suppose this is the Earth. Okay, now the Earth has two magnetic poles. Now I'm just going on theory here, but this is just a theory. There's two magnetic poles. One's at the north, one's at the south. So we're gonna put the one at the north. We'll make that the blue. Okay, that's the blue pole or the blue pillar. Okay, then the one at the south is going to be the red. Now, if everything was working, these two poles would be hooked up, and then in the center there would be a perfect balance. Now, for whatever reason, whatever this story is, they did something to this planet because the atmosphere is not the same. This is all part of the story of the fall of light, the exploding of the star, the whole bit. I can't really get into it because it's so in depth. You know, I'm barely grasping it myself, so I'm just taking a chance here. So let's say that this is a regular magnet that runs through the center of the Earth, from the North to the South Pole. Now, they're doing work at the North Pole, and they're doing work at the South Pole. Okay? So, let's say the part that's busted is in the middle. Okay? That's what's missing. So they don't have a patch, so they have to make one. Now they got to find a conductor, and a conductor is a metal that will allow electricity to flow freely, can absorb heat well, and they can get enough of it to fix this thing. So what would that be? My guess is that it would be gold. Now, to get the gold, to get enough of it, you got to get it out of people's hands somehow. So how do you do that? You have to create a false money situation where people will give their gold up freely. Now the Bible does speak about this in the times that when it says that men will cast their gold into the streets. Well, the only reason you do that is either A, it isn't worth anything, or B, you need it because you need it to survive. Well, what are people doing? What are all the commercials? Sell cash for gold, cash for gold. I personally think that this thing is the center. They're trying to use it as a center pillar, the two connecting points. And so what that will do is the Earth magnetics is out of whack since this happened a long, long time ago. And so what'll happen is it'll put it back the way it was, and I think that's all part of this Go Green agenda. But they're not telling you. And if you remember the Super Bowl, when half the stadium went out, and then that stupid Jay-Z or whoever it was, he made a comment. They made sure that everybody heard his comment. He said, lights out. I think they tried to fire this thing up, and it failed. That's what I think. I think the two pillars are standing on top of each other because it's pole to pole. And the video I just showed you, I know you couldn't see it, but they shot two cats out of two separate cannons on either side of the poles. Well, the cat represents magnetics or voltage, power. And so when they're shooting the two cats across in the other video with the two cannons, they're showing you a switching of the poles. And so what's happening is they got to make this connection here to do it. But it's not a pole flip like people think, like the whole world's going to turn upside down. It's not that. This thing is busted. So to put it back right, they're trying to make it right, but they're not telling us the whole story. And so this is just shown as a right and a left pillar, but it would be one on top of the other. And the third pillar, the center pillar, is what they're using the gold for, to make the patch, to connect the two, to make the arc, which is these circles, and put the planet back possibly the way it was before this whole system crashed, because this reality is not the same as the first one. And it also has to do with a big jailbreak, but I'll explain that at some other point.